Hi everyone, hello, welcome to my channel, and welcome back if you're not new. So guys, today I'm wearing my Looney Tunes shirt. And guys, I just posted on Facebook a picture of after Charlie Gillespie wearing his versus me wearing mine. And I already got like from my old teacher from school, and it's kind of cute. But that's not what this video is about, guys. Put that in there. So anyway, I want to hear better. Anyway, guys, today's video is going to be how I got a hug from an actor / military man. So guys, I really don't know who it was. So I don't know if he was in like the military, like military boot camp or something. But anyway, guys, somebody got shot in my neighborhood. I'm sorry, guys, hair washed out. My hair looks like this. And I went to a candlelight vigil. I've only been a few of these, and I will say I will never go again because of this incident. Wait, guys, I went, and I'm not using any real names, by the way, in case this person's family finds it. I don't have permission to talk about this on that. I'm not aware of if I do. Anyway, guys, the relative came over and said to me, the mom came over to me and said, yeah, I have another kid floating around here somewhere. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I seen a picture of him on the phone. They had a picture of their family. Well, the mother then went, Chad, get over here. And he was like, just like, should Charlie, get over here. And he was like, should Charlie, get over here. And he was still being all, And then she went, Charles. And he came over like a drill sergeant, guys. I kid you not. He came over like this big, masculine drill sergeant. He was like, Charles Jr. He came over like that, like a drill sergeant. And came over and was like, yeah. And I was like, who are you? I saw a picture of that boy, and you ain't not that boy. Like, who are you? And he was like, yeah, I'm Charlie. I'm like, yeah, you're Charlie. And tomorrow is Friday, guys. Tomorrow is Friday. Actually, guys, as I'm filming this video, it is Friday morning. But I'm like, okay, dude, you're Charlie, you're Chad, and tomorrow's Friday. Like, there's no way you're Chad. Put a picture of Chad next to you. You look like you're, what, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, but at least. And this Chad started smiling, giggling, and laughing. And guys, the reason why I'm not using the correct name is because I'm not sure if I'm legally allowed to tell you guys this. Anyway, when guys, I've been planning to do a video, Chad versus Alex, which gets a little bit more into why this affected me so badly. So you guys don't know, it's a story time for a whole nother day, but Alex was like my childhood, like, the love of my life. And his brother died in a very similar way. But anyway, guys, that's not what this video is about. Anyway, I went over to him and I said, hip-hop guys, who's that? I said, well, if I couldn't hug Alex, can I hug you? I couldn't hug Alex at the candlelight vigil for his brother, can I hug you? He was like, sure. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Charlie asked to hug me first. And then I said, sure. I said, well, I guess because of the case, I couldn't hug Alex, so can I hug you? He said, sure. And guys, I'll tell you, kid you guys now, this hug lasted 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I would have went on further if my phone didn't fall on his foot and then fall off his foot and fall on the ground, smack down, shattering my screen. I'm dead serious, guys. I'm ahead of myself. Anyway, guys, anyway, Charlie began to hug me. And it felt really nice. And it was nice. Guys, I'm going to clarify this, okay? Charlie was one of the most handsomest boys I've ever seen in my life. Like, dead serious. I was like, okay, this is confusing. Like, what the heck? This is confusing. Like, okay. And at first, I felt an instant dislike for him until he hugged me. Guys, he hugged me and actually stayed hugging me for 10 minutes. He was moaning and, like, I don't want to get graphic on here, guys, in case this is a kid's watching this. But, guys, Charlie began to grind. Like, I'm not going to. Anyway, Charlie began to grind on me. And silly me was just dazed. I guess because of Alex. I'm going to say, guys, that when this happened, it, like, basically ripped open the wounds of Alex. So I was still, like, in pain of, like, the whole idea of it. And this incident with Charlie ripped open my wounds from Alex. And I was just not feeling from Alex. And I was, like, not feeling right. And I was, like, hugging him, thinking, oh, I can hug him because I couldn't hug Alex. I'm hugging him. And anyway, he begins to, like, sexually grind on me, which I'm not gonna lie, guys. I loved it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not going to lie. I loved every second of it. Like, I loved it. For 10 minutes this lasted. He was moaning, laughing, giggling, and hugging me at a candlelight vigil where a young man that was shot and killed. I kid you guys not. And this man is like grinding on me. It was the weirdest experience of my life. And how do I put this nicely? I'm not going to sound like a creep on the internet. I could feel him saluting. I'm going to put it that way, guys, okay? I felt him starting to salute as he was hugging me. I kid you not, guys. He was saluting as he was hugging me, and I was like, okay, I hope Alex wouldn't have done this with hugging me. Oh, Alex was gay. He wouldn't salute if he was hugging me. If you say that, you guys know what I mean by salute. He was rising while he was hugging me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is a weird experience. Anyway, guys, I still talk about this experience to this day because there are people who still mock me and stuff. So I'm like, well, yeah, well, if they didn't have to massacre, Anyway, guys, like I said, I'm not giving out too many details in case you're watching this chat. I don't want you coming for me. Because he'll deny he did this. But I think I'm small enough base that Chad will never see this. Anyway. Wait, so as Charles was, like, grinding on me and, like, never minding, and I literally mean, guys, he was grinding and never minding on me. Like, he was saluting, definitely. And I was like, oh, my gosh, what do I do? Like, this hug is lasting way too long. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I should have mentioned this in the beginning. This is way before COVID. This was years ago. This was years and years and years and years ago, guys. So this is like 4 years ago or so. 5, maybe 6, something like that. Something like that. I'm starting to forget now, guys. Anyway. So I was there at the time with a couple of ladies in the neighborhood, some older ladies. I will be doing a separate video on them eventually, guys. And I was like, well, you know, I couldn't help Alex in his time of need. Guys, if Alex would have done this to me, I would have died. I would have seriously died in his arms. If you guys don't know, Alex was my childhood crush that I admired for years and years and years and years and years. So I was like in my 20s. And I wanted to be his wife. And he had no interest in me. Alex had no interest in dating me. Alex wanted nothing to do with me. But I was like, I want to be your girlfriend. Guys, I called him up for prom. But that's a story about Alex. Like I said, it's for another day. So that is why, and their brothers died similarly. Which is also a story for another day. Anyway, guys, so I'm one of you guys, there was adults around. His parents were there, like, supposedly his parents. And this is like a big military 6 foot, I wouldn't say he was 6'2". He's probably like 5'8", 5'7", 5'6". Comes over, he's hugging me, he's a big guy. I'm like, oh, this big strapping guy hugging me. And I'm like, he wasn't that strapping, he wasn't that sexy. And I was like, yeah, he was. Like, you weren't the one being hugged by him. Also, guys, I'm sorry. He hugged me like 4 times as well. So it was 10 minutes the second time. He went to hug me first, because he hugged me first. And then he hugged my neighbor who actually witnessed the crime that we were there to see. And then he started hugging our other neighbors. Then he came back to me for 10 minutes. And the neighbors actually told me, he wasn't hugging you. You don't know nothing about boys. He wasn't hugging you. He wasn't saluting when he was hugging you. Then she asked me, and I'm going to put it in a nice, kinder term. Did you feel his... I'm going to use the word willy and express for it. Did you feel his willy while he was hugging you? And of course, guys, this event isn't about me. This isn't about me. It's getting about the sexualist drive of my natural life. So I was like, no, it wasn't. I didn't feel his willy. Why? But she said the D word, but I put willy in its place. And I was like, no, I didn't feel his birdie. Why? And she was like, oh, guys, I darn well did. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I felt it. Because, I mean, he was, like I said, significantly taller than me. And he was like, I don't want to get demonetized and here hugging me. Guys, I will say that this experience was one of the best experiences of my life. I will tell you that. Also, guys, he did not have a jacket on. I said, Charlie, aren't you cold? I had my brother's old jacket. I don't know why. I got mixed up with mine. I washed it and put it on. So I had no jacket. I had no coat on. And I was like, Charlie, aren't you cold? And he was like, no, I'm fine. And I'm like, dude, you're in a hoodie and a t-shirt. I can tell you're freezing cold. Like, this was like February. I'm like, dude, this is freezing cold. And maybe it was December or something like that, guys. It was really, really late. And it was close to winter time. It was close to, I don't know if it was Christmas time. Maybe it was November. Anyway. And they showed this. I'm sorry, guys. I keep touching my hair. This is story time. Anyway, guys, they had this big Christmas tree. So it had to be December, November, late October, somewhere around there. It had to be November, December, because it was a big Christmas tree. So I was taking pictures by the Christmas tree, too. Before Charlie showed up, I was taking pictures. Also, guys, I'm going to say different names to kind of confuse the situation in case Charles is watching this video. Or wannabe Charles. Anyway, guys, after that, I told the neighbor, and they were like, no, honey, that wasn't happening. I'm like, yes, it was. He was saluting when I was hugging me. Anyway, my neighbor claimed that the FBI follows her around, and because he was attached with it being the military, supposedly, they told her, the autistic girl, first off, guys, I'm not labeled autistic. I'm dyslexic. The autistic girl figured it out. How did she know that wasn't Charles? That wasn't Chad. How did she know it wasn't Chad? And nope, you didn't know it wasn't Chad. The other neighbor didn't know it was Chad. And the only people who knew it wasn't Chad was the family and that girl. That weird girl that likes to film videos of herself. Guys, I kid you not. They even said I like to film videos of myself. How do they know that? In the privacy of my own bedroom? Guys, this is before I even had a YouTube channel. How do they know I like to do that? In my own kitchen. See, I'm still filming in the kitchen. On my computer. How do they know that? Like Sims players, they said. And they said there's only one way she knows. Or she knew the real Chad, or she knew the fake Chad. I mean, a few ways that, or she's smart. Guys, I knew it wasn't Chad. Because he asked me to go home with him. I kid you guys not. Now, guys, I didn't know him. I would not have done that. But he asked me to go home with him. Or if I wanted to go out and get dinner with him later. And I was like, I just had Chinese food, Charlie. I had Chinese food with the ladies, so I'm not hungry. I remember I had pizza rolls and cheese fries. In a Chinese food restaurant. And I can still remember that for when we were happy. It's so much fun. Because I was nervous to go to the candlelight vigil because I thought maybe he'd have a hot uncle I could get a date from. Guys, you guys know me. I'm not that type. Hey guys, this video is kind of long. So, I mean, guys, has this ever happened to any of you guys before go to a candlelight vigil and like almost go home with a date? Because afterwards, my father, I came home and I was looking at my dad and I was like, how was the vigil? I was like, he asked me out. That was like, who? And I was like, insert. And he was like, what? And I was like, yes, Dad, he asked me out. And he was like, did you get his number? I was like, no. Oh, guys, by the way, I dropped my phone as I was finally broke the fall. My phone was in my pocket. And as Chad was hugging me, I don't know, I think he bumped my belly or something when he was hugging me, and it made my phone fall out of my pocket, guys, onto Chad's foot, bounced off Chad's foot onto the floor, on the ground, bounced off Chad's foot on the ground, face down, and shattered my screen. And I really could have sued him because technically Chad broke my phone, but I thought, not the time, not the place. Got my phone broke by a really handsome man. Oh, this isn't the time, not the place. So guys, there are people who might be upset that I'm sharing this story with you guys, but nobody follows me around here that even knows about Chad. And Chad is not his name. Also, guys, I wanted to tell you, when I researched him, his name came up as an actor in Canada. I kid you not. So his name wasn't Chad. He was lying to me. So I don't know. Maybe it was a coincidence. But I'm not going to say any other information on this because I don't want the people who were there to figure out that I'm even telling the story on the internet. But guys, I loved it. He was handsome. He was paying me attention. He asked me on a date, though I didn't know him. And the kind of date he wanted to do, I did not want to do. Guys, you don't go home with stranger men. If you guys like this kind of content, though, comment, like, share, subscribe, and tell me down below if this ever happened to you guys. Till my next upload video. Goodbye, guys. Love you all. Don't think any less of me. Goodbye, guys.